place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day.
5, 4.
Every time she hits her stride
Here I come.
and is ready to chase it again. Every time we hear the bell and know a child is cancer-free. Every time his heart beats stronger and he scores the winning goal. With more than 35 pediatric subspecialties, East Tennessee Children's Hospital is here every time it matters most.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shower.
Well, I decided to start with good old Ed Rupp here this morning. Happy Hump Day, everybody. We've got Ed the Camel up there on top of the TV. Of course, the sponsor this morning is East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Remember, Fantasy of Trees is coming up here in just about a week, actually. Just about a week, it will open up to the public. Of course, it's a big fundraiser and a big event right here in East Tennessee to A, support Children's Hospital, but B, to go have some fun and really get into the holiday spirit after or right around Thanksgiving time. And of course, it runs basically from Wednesday through Sunday of next week. And boy, you know the Witchers are going to be heading down there. It's really cool. If you've never been to the Fantasy of Trees, I highly recommend it. It is really cool, and it kind of just sets that stage for the holiday season. Let's start you off with a live look in downtown Clinton, Anderson County this morning. Nice little sunrise taking shape. We've got some wet roads out there. We've had some rain showers hanging out with us this morning. Those rain showers will slowly fade away, but then some rain showers may come back. Maybe a little bit today, but an elevated weather pattern is on the way. That's the story. That's what we're talking about. An active, wetter weather pattern is setting up shop. And if you've been on social media at all and you follow any meteorologists across the country, they're all blasting all these deterministic models of big time snow. Well, yesterday, the GFS, the American model, painted a rather snowy picture for us here in East Tennessee. This morning, not at all. And that is why you can't, you got to watch what you share on social media. All right, let's get to work with the forecast. Yesterday, we made it to 71 degrees. I was forecasting 67. So, and no model had us at 71. National Weather Service had us at 69. Everyone else was in the mid 60s. So we blew past that. 68 in Crossville, 74 Chattanooga, and 62 in the Tri-Cities community. All right, I'm going to show you a pattern evolution. Okay, so let's pick up our timeline this morning. This is just the pattern evolution. Notice the date and the time at the top center of your screen. This is just going to give us an idea. This is the GFS, the American model. This is my long-range model that I have access to in my weather computer system. So watch, this is just going to loop a couple times, but we've got our little wave that's moved its way on through. Here comes another wave as we get into our Thursday. So Thursday evening, we could start to see more rain showers set up shop around the area. And then Friday into Saturday, watch this big old system swing its way on into the area. Coming in, there's Saturday morning, so we'll have some scattered rain showers. And here it comes. Another weather maker, another rain maker is going to be working its way in as we get into next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But notice the American model, the GFS, does not have any snowfall here in East Tennessee all the way through the end of the month. Yesterday, as I mentioned, it did. And that's why you got to be careful with that, because these are going to flip-flop back and forth. It's just one little model output. So the point of the story is, do we get colder towards the end of the month? Yes, I do believe we get colder at the end of the month. Right around shortly after Thanksgiving, probably the first weekend, that weekend at the Black Friday shopping weekend, I think we probably will trend a little bit or much colder possibly. But do we have any snowfall in the forecast? At this point of the game, it is way too far out to even have any sort of idea. Now, I will say that the pattern evolution, even though the models are flip-flopping back and forth, they keep hinting at the potential of some colder air swinging on through. They keep hinting at the possibility of snowfall, but no snowfall totals are ever going to be issued more than a week out. You know that. That's how I play this game. Even though others on social media don't play that game, they throw things out and they're making a lot of money. Six-figure salaries right there. If you want to make six figures, start throwing out some, monetize Facebook, throughout to just deterministic models and a bunch of nonsense, and 365-day snowfall totals and 4-month snowfall totals and 18-month rainfall totals, and you'll make some good money. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. All right, temperatures this morning. Have you been outside yet? It is incredibly warm. We are trending 20 to 25 degrees warmer than what we were yesterday morning, with temperatures right now in the 50s and 60s. My son just could not figure out what to wear today. Am I wearing shorts, t-shirt, and a sweatshirt? Am I wearing pants, t-shirt, and a sweatshirt? I'm like, buddy, you're good either way, because the sweatshirt can come off either way. Your sweatpants aren't too terribly thick, and, they got a half day today anyway. So they, the high temperature doesn't happen until 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. So don't look at the 70 and think that's the way it's going to be all day long, son. You gotta, walk him off the ledge here a little bit sometimes. All right, so just a little bit of lonely shower activity still hanging on across parts of Sevier County. Other than that, we've started to see some clearing skies around the area. Again, we do have the clouds hanging out with us. A few more clouds hanging out across the mountain counties, but over across parts of the western sections of town, we actually have some nice clearing. That's a live look right now at my Fort Loudon Dam camera. And the Fort Loudon Dam is just off in the back right-hand side of the screen. All right, so let's pick up our future cast. Again, we've got some sunshine out there this morning. I do anticipate the clouds kind of fill their way back in. And there is the potential, by the way, as we get into the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hour, model's not really picking up on a lot of activity. You can see a little bit of radar returns right around 3. Don't be caught off guard if you get a couple of quick little showers later on this afternoon. The bulk of the energy is on out of here, but can't rule out a couple of spotty light showers throughout the afternoon into the early evening hours. But they're just not going to add up to a whole lot, so not a big rainmaker with this system. Temperatures, though, trending about 10 to 15 degrees above average for this time of year. We're going to be in the upper 60s to low to mid 70s. A beautifully warm November 19th day ahead of us. And this warm weather pattern continues. Now, the rain chances start to elevate a little bit as we get into our Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then fade away Sunday, Monday, and then likely to ramp back up probably Tuesday, Wednesday. I think probably Tuesday, Wednesday, which potentially could bring us some colder weather on Thursday for Thanksgiving. At this point of the game, I don't anticipate rain on Thanksgiving Day. I do anticipate temperatures to be anywhere from the mid-50s to the mid-60s for Thanksgiving Day. That's what I'm thinking right now. And then potentially colder weather Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see how it all plays out, so stick with me. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so again, our pattern evolution, I've slowed it down, kind of give you an idea. We're going to take this all the way just through just through Tuesday of next week, at which point we can highlight how much rainfall we potentially could see as that low comes out of the Southern Rockies and the Four Corners area. That's the one we need to watch for closely next week. But when you look at your 7-day rainfall outlook, we're looking at the potential of half an inch, inch and a half, to upwards of 2 inches the further west you are from downtown Knoxville. That's the way it's playing out right now from the the Weather Prediction Center. Could see anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall across the region as well. So something to keep in mind. So stay tuned if you have travel plans for Thanksgiving week. A lot of folks are going to be traveling starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then, of course, all next week, Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day. Although traveling on Thanksgiving Day is actually a nice day to travel. If you've never traveled on Thanksgiving Day, I actually enjoy it. And Christmas Day is always fun to travel on too. You don't want to be away from family, but if you have to travel, those are actually nice, quiet days to travel. So we're going to see some hit-miss sunshine throughout the day today and tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the low 70s. We'll stay in the low 70s on Friday, down into the mid to upper 60s Saturday and Sunday behind that frontal boundary. And even next week, Monday, Tuesday, we are talking about the potential for maybe above average temperatures to continue to hang out. And so off and on rain chances each, every other day or so. But when you look at the Climate Prediction Center's forecast, this is at the tail end of the 7-day forecast. This is your 6 to 10 day outlook. So it takes us just a little bit above and beyond the 7-day. Here's your a 14-day outlook. See if I can get the words out here. Your 14-day outlook. And again, Climate Prediction Center is predicting that colder air mass to possibly settle on in. They're not picking up on, they're not biting at the deterministic models as it stands right now. So we'll see how they handle this situation in the coming days as well. So there are some changes on the way. We do know that. It is that time of the year. But again, not necessarily a massive snowstorm at this point of the game. That's a live look at Anakista here this morning. We'll make it a little bit bigger for you. There we go. And again, hell's still hanging on to some light showers up into Sevier County. The clouds are starting to break up a little bit, and we'll begin to see some improving conditions. But really, it's going to be a fantastic day. Well, happy hump day to you as well, Julie. Good morning, Rhonda. How are you this morning? Got Chris joining us. Carol, David, did you watch Nick this morning? Happy hump day to you, Crystal. Good morning, Melissa, joining us from Lenore City. You just can't not like Ed Rupp, right? I mean, Ed Rupp is absolutely like top notch, a good, solid dude. What's up, Judy? How are you this morning? We got Nicole joining us as well. 6'7". Did I say 6'7" anywhere? Did I have a 67 somewhere? I now got to go back to my 7-day forecast. I didn't have a 6'7" anywhere, but maybe tomorrow we'll throw 6'7" on the map for you. 6'7". Whatever it's going to be. Snow Abraham Lincoln on the internet said so. Oh, I don't get it, Ben. I don't get it. Shorts and a sweatshirt today. I mean, it's not bad. You know how many times have we had some nice, solid, warm Thanksgiving days where you're walking outside, you're like, a good day to play some football outside after you eat some good old turkey, right? What's up, Jeff? How are you this morning? Good morning, Portia and Beverly. All right, let's get to work with the national holidays, shall we? We shall. I have not even looked at them yet this morning, so let's look at them together. Of course, it's November 19th, so we're celebrating birthdays and events. So here we go. Celebrating birthdays and events today on the 19th day of November. Hopefully you don't have any birthdays closer to Thanksgiving. Anybody born on Thanksgiving Day? That'd be kind of a bummer, right? Or like or Christmas Day. How'd the dentist go yesterday? I appreciate you for asking, Krista. Dentist went great. Got a tooth pulled. Got a cavity filled. Here we are. Kid just does not have the greatest teeth. He brushes them and flosses them all the time. But for some reason, just something, he just doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But everything went well. I appreciate you asking. All right. Today is GIS Day. Oh, perfect. What would we do without GIS? It's amazing. It does great stuff. My weather app, GIS, is your GIS location's your location. That's why you can get watches and warnings with the East Tennessee weather app no matter where you travel to. And listen, somebody just reached out to me this morning and said, hey, listen, how do I get push notifications? And probably the easiest way, if you're not getting push notifications, if you don't know how to work your cell phone great, you got to go into notifications on your cell phone, and you just got to dive into the back end of your cell phone. If you're not getting them on the East Tennessee Weather app, the best thing to do is just delete it and reinstall it. From the very beginning of the reinstall, you'll be asked certain questions, i.e., do you want notifications? Yes. Do you want location services? Yes. You want all those things, and that way the East Tennessee Weather app will travel wherever you go. So for those of you traveling for Thanksgiving, it's going to be a great tool to have with you. Right there at your fingertips. All right, it's National Education Support Professionals Day. Amen to that. We, our society, and our current kids would not be where we are today without the education professionals. It's National Play Monopoly Day. I think it should be like National Play Monopoly Week. I mean, Monopoly can sometimes take a really long time. Definitely a good game, but a great game to play. And there's different variations of the game as well. But the good old classic Monopoly is like hands down one of my favorites. It's National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day. Perfect. Go buy yourself what is it? An Alani. There we go, an Alani. If you really want to crank up the caffeine and have a carbonated beverage, there we go. They don't sponsor anything, but now they should. Anyways, my wife and I get these. I don't drink them very often, but every once in a while I'm like, all right. And I actually don't think that caffeine really gives me that big old push of energy that does some other folks. Like my mom cannot touch caffeine after like 5 o'clock. She's just like buzzing all day long and can't go to bed at nighttime if she drinks any sort of caffeinated beverages anytime after 5 o'clock. Me, I think I could drink a cup of coffee and go back to bed right now. Second cup, and I could probably crawl back into bed right now. All right, your historical weather events for this date in history. Back in 2003, flooding affected the central Appalachians and the eastern seaboard, with some isolated 8-inch rainfall totals across the mountainous areas. There were 11 deaths caused by the flooding in the region. In 1989, gale force winds continued to produce squalls over the Great Lakes region. During the day, snowfall totals in western New York reached up to 24 inches. In 1988, strong thunderstorms developed during the mid-morning hours and produced severe weather across eastern Texas and the lower Mississippi River Valley. In 1987, a sharp cold front pushed across the Great Lakes region and the Mississippi River Valley. Northwest winds gusting to 50 miles per hour, and we had wind chill values upwards of 16 degrees below zero at Hibbing, Minnesota. In 1981, an unusual early snowstorm struck the Twin Cities of Minnesota, with as much as a foot of snow being reported. In 1957, 19 inches of snow covered the ground in Cresco, Iowa, a record for this date in November. And in 1921, the Columbia Gorge ice storm finally came to an end. In Oregon, 54 inches of snow, sleet, and glaze blocked the Columbia River Highway at the Dalles. Apart from the traffic on the river itself, all transportation between Walla Walla and Portland came to a halt. 9 trains were stopped as railroads were blocked for several days. Crazy stuff there. And in today's history lesson, the daily quote, most human beings have an almost infinite capacity for taking things for granted. That was from Aldous Huxley. In 1998, Vincent van Gogh's portrait of the artist without beard sold at an auction for more than $71 million. Would you buy a Van Gogh for $71 million if you had the money? I would not. In 1990, Milli Vanilli. Oh, here we go. Got to go back and blame it on the rain. Milli Vanilli was stripped of their Germany award because of other singers had lent their voices to the Girl You Know It's True album. Do you remember that? 1990. I mean, they were a huge hit. And they lip-synced the entire album. I mean, they did a good job. Can't blame them for that. In 1985, US, and now look at today's society, right? With what we put on social media. We're ripping, we're reading, we're doing memes, we're doing all these things that, you know, make a lot of people money on social media. So Milli Vanilli would be making a lot of money at this state of time on social. In 1985, U.S. President Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev met for the first time as they began their summit in Geneva. I remember that meeting, actually. In 1977, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat became the first Arab leader to set foot in Israel on an official visit. In 1944, 2 atomic toll collectors were placed in service on the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey. In 1895, the paper pencil was patented by Frederick Bladesdell. And in 1794, Britain's King George III signed the Jay Treaty. It resolved the issues left over from the Revolutionary War. Don't you feel smarter this morning? Do you feel a wee bit smarter, do ya? All right, that's a live look there at Fox Road Marina. Got some great photos to share with you this morning. This one's from Jay Higginbotham. Good morning from Seven Island State Park in Kodak, he says. This is a cool view. How about this one? Right. Seven Islands is great. Great little view right there. Thanks, Jay, for sharing that with us. Krista sent us a cool picture. I'll just put this on the screen here first. And Krista, I'd like to know a little bit more about this photo. So you wrote in there. Let me straighten it out here. She ain't sideways. All right. So Krista says on this photo, music and movie house in Watertown, Tennessee, after the destruction from the fire that took it from us. What year was this photo taken, Krista? Put it in the chat. Come on. There we go. I sent an iconic shot to Witcher's Pictures. What year was this photo taken? Like to know that. Eric McCord. He's a Witcher weather watcher up in the Kingsport area. Sunset over Bays Mountain in Kingsport. This is a great sunset. Wow. Eric is outdoing yourself this morning. Or last night, anyways. How about this shot? Wait for it. There it comes. There it is. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? What a great photo. Let's see. I do have another renovation here thing for you to share with you. Let's see. I think I have it here. So just stand by for 1 second. This is going to show the old one. Let me load the new one for you. Thought I'd just share these with you. Each and every day, there's always something new happening at the Witcher household. All right, that's the old one from yesterday. Here's the new one, or from the day before. Here's the new one.
You see what's going on
That's
over here
not
on the
the
map?
right one.
We've got a lot of rain and a pattern evolution.
That's
where we're
not
looking
the
at
right one.
several
Hold on.
waves
Stand
of
by, my
energy
friend.
to head our
Stand
way.
by.
We had one through the early morning hours this morning.
Here it
Caused a little
is.
bit of light rain.
That was my video forecast. So now they got the floor up. They got everything off the walls. No walls have been taken down yet, but they got the flooring up. So today they're finishing the floors, taking down the walls. That's the hopes anyways. Today's Wednesday. They said they should have a lot of the demo done by Friday. I ordered my sink yesterday. Today, my wife and I have to go out and order our faucets. We got to go pick out some lights. I mean, it's just so many little different nuances and things to do during a renovation. When you're on schedule with contractors, it's one thing when you're doing it by yourself, but it's another thing when you're on the contractor's schedules and you need to keep things a-rolling, you know? You did it with a black and white edit yesterday. Wait, what? That picture's from yesterday. You did it with a black and white edit. Oh, that was cool. Well, good job, Krista. I thought that picture would have been from like the 1950s or something. Anyways, let's see. What else do I have to share with you? I guess that's about it. It's 7:53. That's all I got for you this morning. I love Irish Cream Monsters. Had to slack off on them after the heart attack. Irish Cream Monsters? Oh, Irish Cream, like monster drinks. Yeah, you can't have that kind of stuff after a heart attack, that's for sure. I tried them and they all taste like cough medicine to me. I've never had an energy drink. Well, these are really good, actually. They're not like Monsters. It's just straight caffeine instead of like the Monster energy drinks, but it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. That's a lot. A cup of coffee like this size, I think, is like 65 milligrams. So you do the math on that one. How many more cups of coffee do you need, right? like 3.5 cups of coffee would get you what this baby gets you. Clearly, it's empty. I drank it yesterday. I was a wee bit tired. All right. Let's see. What else do I want to share with you? I guess that's about it. I just want you to stay on top of the weather. Listen, just always, it's hard for me to move forward. It's hard for me to look at social media lately because I have a lot of weather people out there. And actually, there's a chief meteorologist down in, I believe it's Columbia, South Carolina. I'll just tell you his name because I don't really care about this point. I will share this with you. And I'll share what I wrote with you. This guy is actually a chief meteorologist in Columbia, South Carolina, or wherever that is. Let me get this on the screen here for you. Okay. And so he posted this yesterday. This was 11 hours ago. I saw it this morning. He posted this yesterday, okay? And he said, hold on, let me shrink this thing for you. This is what I'm talking about. Even the trusted sources or the supposedly trusted sources are posting stuff like that. Snow ahead. The newest GFS and Euro models are bringing in snow chances back as we move through Thanksgiving week, and a deepening low pressure system. A surge of very cold air are lining up at the track of the low will determine to see who sees rain, snow, and who gets a mix. Either way, the pattern is about to turn very active heading into the holiday season. He put snowfall totals on this map. I mean, he's got East Tennessee with 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. So here's what I wrote back to him. Ready for this one? I fired back. All right, so I fired back on his platform. And, let me get this up there. Hold on. Oh, I've lost my mouse. There we go. Hold on. Where'd my mouse go? Here we go. Let's get this back on the screen. All right, so here's what I wrote. You think I had this set up ahead of time, but I did not. That's just the nature. So I wrote... oh, wait. Hold on. Uh-oh, now nothing's working. No. Well, anyways, I wrote. There we go. We'll get this up right now. So that right there goes, and this is what I wrote. I wrote, really? You're the chief? Even an AMS seal holder, which is the American Meteorological Society seal holder, and you're throwing out snowfall totals this far out? I said, you're just like the rest of them, trying to get clicks and views and shares to make money. You should be so proud of yourself. I bet the AMS, the American Meteorological Society, is really proud of you. In my personal opinion, as a local broadcast meteorologist for a local community, if you're throwing that kind of nonsense out there on social media, I think you should get your seals revoked. And you know that I have mine, right? So you see that on my name right there. There's the AMS and the NWA. You got to be responsible. You've got to be responsible. That is not responsible meteorology whatsoever. Drives me. It's like nails on a chalkboard, my friends. It is like nails on a chalkboard. Anyways, my friends, I sure hope you have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to each other. If you ever lived here, you know the weather can turn on a dime. Here and a few other places, not good to punk or fret folks for money. That is 100% what people are doing on social media. They found out they can make a lot of money. I feel like Facebook should shut this down. The model data should shut this down. Something. There should be some sort of, but ultimately it just comes down into your hands. And that's why I say like, share, and subscribe to things, people from a trusted source. Not just because you saw pretty colors on a map or snowfall totals. That you know, as well as I know, anything past 5 days. I don't even throw out snowfall totals beyond 5 days. Rarely do I do it within 5 days. But you know, I start low and we work our way up together. I will keep you posted. I'm going to be doing more of a Thanksgiving travel forecast coming up here in the next couple of days. We'll dive into a little bit more model data in the next couple of days as well. I got to set it up on my platform and get it all set up to give you an idea of why you don't do that. This morning, the GFS, the American model, as I mentioned at the very beginning, doesn't have any snowfall for us. Yesterday, it had 5 to 8 inches. You get the point. Signals are there. So stay tuned. All right, my friends, be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. See you back tomorrow.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shower.
There's a schoolboy standing up in front of an army, shoes in the mud and the wet paint twists and turns up the alley just like it should. So your colors, they start, and it's stripping you off your balance. So you hope it's gone. We can go on without it. Oh,
for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shower.